The new Airborne Agility perk is great for controller, although M&K is better off taking the additional jump pad. That's what everyone's been telling you, but today I'm here to challenge that. There is a new movement tech that you couldn't do before the Season 20 update, and I'm going to teach you how to do it, as learning it will allow you to do a triple tap strafe. Here's how to do it. Alright, so controller can no longer tap strafe. After finding this out and seeing that they'd be implementing a new perk for Octane that allows you to change direction without the need for a tap strafe, my brain began to light up with the potential movement that this could bring. But so far, all I've seen are videos of people hating on Airborne Agility, saying that for mouse and keyboard there's no point in using it. So I had to play around and figured out a few different ways that I'll share with you today on how you can manipulate it to your advantage. I'll begin by going over a few basic mechanics that you'll need to understand, starting with how it's different from the traditional tap strafe method. With the original method, you have to turn your camera to change direction. What the new perk does is launch you in the direction you're looking while holding a forward input. Holding any other directional input will just launch you further in the direction you were already traveling. And for comparison, the power of the jump you get while going forward is the same both with and without the perk. The only difference is when you're jumping in a different direction. Okay, we've covered how Airborne Agility works, and how with a normal tap strafe, you would have to turn your camera. Although what you might not know is that you could already replicate the direction change that the new perk allows you to do. In fact, the video I showed you at the beginning wasn't an example of the new perk. It was actually a method I found not too long ago. I previously made a full video going over how to manipulate the double jump to allow for a wider range of mid-air control, but I'll briefly go over it here. Essentially, by holding a directional key while looking where you want to go, you can then switch to the other directional key and tap strafe to launch you. So, with that in mind, you'd naturally think, well, if you can do this in mouse and keyboard without needing the perk, then Mad Hops is obviously better. And you're kind of right. But the change in direction you get from the new perk isn't a tap strafe, it's another jump, meaning you can actually tap strafe out of it. I hope you learn how to manipulate this, and teach you how to use it to do the triple tap strafe that I mentioned before. Given how one of the biggest worries when using a jump pad is that you're an easy target to hit, then knowing how to do this tech will make you virtually unhittable. As you can see, it allows you to change direction twice while in the air. The reason this is so beneficial is because not only will it make you a lot harder to hit, but it also opens up a lot of potential for mid-air control, giving you room to make a last second tap strafe to get you where you need to go. To do it, you want to look in the direction you want to jump while holding forward, and shortly after, tap strafe by scrolling and turning your camera while holding a directional key. You can do this in whichever direction you want, and while this alone is enough to make you untouchable, I'm going to give you 2 more ways to improve it. That will not only make you more evasive, but also deepen your understanding of how versatile and creative you can get. Okay, what we've been able to do so far is great, but one problem with it is that it's a bit too involved. You gotta turn your camera a lot, meaning you aren't really ever ready to shoot anyone. If only there was a way you could rash strafe from the double jump. Well, you can. In case you don't already know, a rash strafe allows you to tap strafe without having to turn your camera, making the main benefit being that you can keep your camera aimed at the enemies all while pulling off movement that will make you harder to hit. I go a lot deeper into how you can do this in the video I mentioned before, so check that out if you need to learn it. Applying the rash strafe to the new perk and taking your time to get comfortable with it will help refine your movement and synergize it with your aim. But there's a way you can add another tap strafe into the movement, which leads us onto the triple tap strafe method. To do it, all you're doing differently is adding a tap strafe the moment you hit the jump pad, then following it with everything you've already learned. The tap strafe at the beginning isn't a new technique, but with the release of Airborne Agility, you can now combine them to make you even harder to predict and really throw off your opponents. There is an insane amount of potential for how this can be used, so play around with it and see what you can do. If you find use in this, then check out this video where I give you 31 challenges to try and improve your movement. But until next time, thanks for watching.